Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Hi, and welcome to another segment of All Politics is Local, here with your host, rJo Winch. You know I'm going to get her in a minute because you know that's LORRE. She's cutting up, but we're going to get to her in about 5 seconds. But for right now, I want to thank you all for tuning in again to AccessTV.org, Channel 8, here with your host, rJo Winch, talking about All Politics is Local. And today we are really going to talk about some local politics, things that are going on inside the city of Hartford. But before we do, let's just give out our shout outs to all the wonderful events that were happening on October the 31st. First, want to shout out to VIP Your Event at the Boys and Girls Club in Hartford, Connecticut. And y'all understand, put us both on. I got LORRE here. Since we're going to have a short segment. Yeah. And want to make sure that we get both of us on. Thank you, LORRE, for being here again today.
Thank you for inviting me. I love coming on your show.
Good. We love to have you cutting up as usual. You make it so much fun.
I try.
Okay? Because politics is not always an exciting subject,
right.
you know, but it's good when you have somebody you can share those things with.
I agree.
So, but anyway, VIP had a very wonderful event. There was more than enough kids. As a matter of fact, there were so many children coming in to the Boys and Girls Club on Sigourney Street. They had to actually let people go out for others to come in. Also, the African American Parade Committee had an event, a fundraising event the same night at the Union Station. It was jam-packed. It was wonderfully supported. I'll make sure to get my contribution over to the campaign for the African American Parade Committee. Because last year we didn't have a parade. So next year we want to endeavor to have a huge parade in the city of Hartford to celebrate our cultures.
That's a beautiful thing.
And then also there's a workshop going on with Pastor McCauley this weekend, If You Think You Can Act.
Wow.
So we should go over there. But anyway, it'll be done by 5 o'clock, so I don't know that we'll catch it or not.
You're saying McCauley or McCauley?
McCauley, McCrory.
Okay, I'm
not
thinking of
the
the
same.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, not the same.
Okay.
This is Pastor Daryl McCrory.
Okay, not Doug.
Over on Charter Avenue. All right, so those are the announcements that I can remember. But I have one listen, when I did that reminded me of, I didn't want to say his name. Y'all know who he was drinking the water. Yeah, that reminded me of that, but this is not that. I want to make sure that everybody knows that on Saturday,
next Saturday,
November the 9th, come and join LORRE and I. We're going to be hosting the program for the Multicultural Community Alliance with the Hartford Knights and 3 Generations as they host their second Save Our Youth Gospel event. Wonderful. So y'all come and cheer us on. LORRE and I will be there hosting the show. And it's going to be on Saturday, November the 9th. It's going to be at 4 p.m. at North United Church in the city of Hartford. That's located at 1205 Albany Avenue in Hartford. The show starts at 4 p.m. So make sure that you are there on time. We have many, many wonderful guests. So if we have any time at the end of the show, I'll go ahead and acknowledge who those are. But right now, I really need to get into this charter revision.
Thank you. Get into it. Talk about it. Let people know and understand what is going on and what are the next steps with regards to the charter.
Exactly. So everybody knows that Tuesday, November the 5th is Election Day. No matter where you are in the country, Tuesday, November the 5th is Election Day. Make sure that you all vote for Democrats. Did I say that? Democrats. Did I say that?
You said
vote for Democrats, all right? Because we need to get some things done around here. However, in the city of Hartford, it's a very, very important election, not because it's the Board of Ed, but because of the charter revision questions that are going to be on the ballot. So here we go, LORRE.
Yes.
One of the questions that they're asking is that should the people, they act like it's the people, because it starts out with, should the electorate allow you to do blah, blah, blah. But in essence, they're really already answering you the question, asking you the question.
And it was a, question.
So it's not like they're going to come back to you later and say, can we do this? No, if you say yes, it's going to be done.
It's going to be done.
All right? So one of the things that they're saying, they want to move the council president's position to a 4 years, instead of like now they do 2 and then 2. They want to use that to 4 years. Then they want to increase the salary of the council members to the consumer price index, what I find extremely interesting, because when I was running for re-election, no, prior to running for re-election, I had put up on referendum for the council to receive an increase because of all the amount of hours that was done.
Yes.
And these people are the same people who are asking for this increase now who voted no.
Okay, can I,
So
before
I'm
you,
confused.
I want to hear why you're confused, but before you get into that, can you tell us, just to lay people, to help people understand the lay person kind of thing, layman terms, what is the role of a council person?
Right. Basically, the council person is the liaison between the residents and the mayor's office.
Okay.
So anything that you have to get through to the mayor's office, you need to talk to your council member. So they're supposed to be the people at the grassroots level, the people who you can call, they come knock on your door, and answer all your questions, or you come to their committee meetings and answer, ask whatever questions that you need to answer.
Okay.
And these are supposed to be people who work directly for you.
Okay,
See,
gotcha.
that's what the council, the aldermen, the selectmen are supposed to do. They work directly for the residents. So whenever you have something, they should be your first contact.
Your voice.
They're the ones you should have on speed dial, them and your town committee members. Because you have your town committee too, who act as a liaison between you and the council. So, all of them represent locally the individual, the grassroots.
Okay.
The people who get out and go cast the votes. Those are the ones who they represent.
Okay.
And then the council has power to execute certain things depending on what it is. And then the mayor has the overall authority of the budgeting of the city. So he, manages the purse strings after the council initially gives him the budget.
Gotcha.
Because the council is the one who gives the money to the mayor, and then the mayor determines, how the money is spent within the approval of how they, worked it out during the budgetary times. Which is a whole long process. But anyway, what is happening in Hartford, they're asking you, should the council president's term be the whole 4 years? Like, they get elected for 4 years. When they pick the leadership, they want the leadership to stay as is for that whole 4 years.
Okay.
Rather than changing it midstream.
Okay.
They want it to be the whole thing. Then they also want to get an increase in pay. So if you're happy with what the current council is doing for you and think they need to be paid more money to do it, well, you need to make that decision. All right, and the other thing that they're asking for is that the mayor's salary change to be commensurate with an appellate court. Because right now he gets paid the same amount as a superior court judge. So I imagine that appellate court must make more.
Can you give me numbers?
I'm
Can you put
assuming.
figures behind that?
The mayor makes right now $147,000 a year.
Okay.
So I guess they think that he needs to make more. So I don't have a problem with the mayor making $147,000. I have more problem with the superintendent making $260,000, the chief of police making, $210,000, the chief operating officer under the mayor making $200,000.
Wow.
See, I have a problem with those things because if the mayor makes, let's say for round numbers, $150,000, nobody should make more.
Absolutely.
He's in control of the whole shebang.
City, yep.
So why should anybody who worked for him make more?
I agree.
That's the problem I have to disconnect with. So, but anyway. And then question number 2, this is really, really tricky. Campaign financing. Right now, the state has a public financing where you go raise a certain amount of money and the state give you the rest. They're asking for the city to do that for the mayor, the treasurer, and council.
Right.
So why not the Board of Ed?
I agree.
That's a municipal election.
Yeah.
Why not the constables? That's a municipal election too. So why only those 3 people? But the problem here is that if you have public financing, the mayor, the treasurer, the city council, depending on how many people running, they might get $5,000 to run their entire campaign. That's not enough money.
That is not enough money.
You see what I'm saying? So, and out of that, where's this money coming from?
Us.
And there you go. The taxpayers.
Coming back from us, yep.
Yeah, see, they're going to take your money to finance their campaigns. So, anyway. And the question number 3 is the most troubling one. In a city, in a capital city, where it's more than 125,000 people plus, you want the council, they want the council to appoint the one registrar for all of those people. So
You had mentioned this earlier on one of your shows, talking about one person representing being the voice of. Has that actually been finalized? Has it been determined?
No, that's what they're asking the people to vote on.
Okay, and I hope, come on now, let's start thinking, you know, rJo's bringing this information to make us educated so we make the best choices. Having one voice limits our ability to express ourselves individually. You know, the majority should rule, but if you have one person representing the majority and their position may be different from the majority, one answer is going to be taken.
And none of that, you don't, exactly. None of that, you're not going to appoint that. You're not going to even elect that person. They're going to be appointed by the council.
So even
who
then,
to?
Someone that is in their favor of their agenda. Absolutely.
Exactly. They're going to answer to the council, not to the people.
And that's a scary thought.
Oh, that's very scary.
We're losing that ability to have some freedom of expression. I think we should definitely fight against that one.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, I would say, you know what, I would tell everybody, and I'm a member of the Progressive Democratic Women's Club, and I know that they're advocating for each of the questions. Don't even play around with them. Just no, and no.
Kick rocks.
Kick rocks. Don't do it. I'm telling you, because, you know, it's going to be us.
Yes.
And I say us, the little people, or the grassroots, the ones who are going to have to pay for this for 10 years. Because it will not be another 10 years before they revisit this charter revision.
10 years?
For 10 years, we'll have to live with whatever that decision is. So that is very, very disheartening. You know, and even more importantly than that, is like each of us have like things that we need to change periodically, but you're not going to be able to change this periodically. Once it's voted on, you're stuck with it for 10 years.
10 years.
So that's 10 years of increases for, you know, the mayor, the council, and the city treasurer.
So do you think that there should be increases within the other positions that you cited on here? Or do you think that everything should be leveled off at the mayor level? Like, do you think that they should look at everyone else's salary and says, if you're making way too much more money than the mayor, then maybe we should lower their...
Yeah, you know what happened? The city used to be under the council form of government, and the mayor was part-time. And when they changed the charter to change the mayor's salary, they forgot, I think, or neglected to adjust all the other salaries because the mayor used to be part-time, making like $40,000 a year. Wow. Because he basically did ceremonial stuff, and the city manager ran the city.
Oh,
see,
gotcha.
So once all those things changed, then, you know, those things should have been changed also.
Right.
But they were not. So they got left at their salary level, and all they did was bring the mayor's salary level up. But again, that's at the purview of the council. The council determines how much they get paid. So they have a range. You get paid from $80,000 to $200,000. So the council needs to set, well, whatever it is. I'm just using that for numbers. The council needs to say, okay, this person will start at this place. Nobody should start at the top.
I agree.
You come in the door making $200,000, where are you going to go?
That's right. Nowhere but at the same point. But what about in terms of experience, and how do they determine someone should be at the 80 lower end versus the 200,000? Is it based off their previous work experience, you know, their involvement in government affairs? How do they determine salary?
They're strictly
it's
appointed.
all subjective.
It's very all subjective. It's very appointed. Like people say, well, that person not qualified to be the mayor. The only thing you need to do to be the mayor, 18 and a registered voter, and get enough people to vote for you to sit in the chair. That's it.
That's it?
That's it. There are no other qualifications to be elected other than be a registered voter and get enough people to elect you. That's it.
That's scary.
So when people start talking about qualification, they're not qualified. Okay, well, why?
Half the folks
are they not?
Yeah,
are they not 18? Are they not a registered voter? Did not enough people vote for them? Because that would be the only things that make them not qualified.
That's right.
Outside of that, you qualify to run for any position you want to, so long as you're 18 and a registered voter. Get people to vote for you. You know, sell them your side of the story. If they buy it, you know, you in.
That's right.
If they don't, you lose.
You lose.
That's basically how elections run. So I'm telling you again, you heard it on All Politics is Local with your host, rJo Winch, asking you to be very, very careful. If you're not sure about what the questions say, you know what? Before you cast your votes, ask somebody to explain it to you. Try to decipher it yourself. But our organization is recommending like very simple, no,
and no.
All right? So when you go to the voting polls, on the questions in Hartford, Connecticut, on the charter revision, answer the questions first, and then make your democratic choices for Board of Ed. All right? And we'll see you again here with your host, rJo Winch, and my favorite guest, LORRE Hudson from the Relationship. Join us again here on accesstv.org.